Truth is rejected because it requires change. I'm here to talk about literacy. A lot of times people wonder, and I've had comments on my channel about why it's so difficult to people understand the numbers that we talk about on a regular basis. Well, when you look at the United States, we have one of the probably dumbest populations in the world. Now, not the dumbest, but most people in the United States are pretty dumb. That's probably the wrong way to say it. Most people in the United States are have a low level of literacy. Okay, they're pretty ignorant. And how can I say that? Well, let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the numbers. U.S. Department of Education. Literally the distribution of reading levels among the U.S. population, right? 54% read below the sixth grade level. Below, that's over more than half of the United States. People read below the sixth grade level, right? And seventh to eighth grade level, that's another probably 28 to 36%. So, you got 10 to 14% that read and comprehend above eighth grade. Now, that's out of all Americans. So, yeah, Americans is pretty dumb. That's why they easily manipulated. Maybe that's why they believe, the current president is the Messiah. I mean, I don't know. But, you're pretty stupid. That's for sure. And that's facts. That's from your Department of Education. They putting out them numbers, and hopefully they don't get fired before, they put out the next round of numbers. But I spoke in an earlier video about our biases, confirmation biases, that make us feel one of the reasons why we don't really recognize facts when you put them before you. We got too many biases, and one of those biases, other than the confirmation biases that I talked about, was superiority bias, the belief that you have above average intelligence. And at the time I said that was statistically impossible. Well, that's why I'm saying it's statistically impossible, because 54% of the Americans read below the sixth grade level. You stupid. Okay. And you easily manipulate it. That's just the facts. Okay. And I'm sorry if you don't like the facts. So that's why billionaires can steal your money and you look the other way, because you think, I don't know what you think, really. And maybe that's why infant mortality is so high. It's just insane. That's all I can say, because we dying at a higher rate. We number 61 on the list. That means there's 60 other countries that have better health rates than we got. I guess that's why we so dumb, because we got a low literacy rate and a high death rate. Okay. Why our children, we say you the wealthiest country in the world, right? But why your children dying at a higher rate? Okay. Goodness. We talk trash about Canada, but they babies aren't dying at nearly our rate. China, Russia, France, Germany, and UK, they way ahead of us. What's up with that? So it just don't make no sense. We at number 140 in infant mortality. 140. 140. Can you get that? So that means it's 139 other countries in the world. There's only 195 recognized, really. So, out of that, we down at 140. Come on, man. Truth is rejected because it requires change. Now, if we the wealthiest country in the world, then why are our children dying at a higher rate? We talking about infant mortality. And yes, We are dying at higher rates as well. We are number 61 on the list. That means there's 60 other countries with better life rates, right? And we financed the healthcare in Ukraine and Israel with our tax dollars. But anyway, that reason might go back to why, 54% of all Americans read below a sixth grade level. Because truth is rejected because it requires change.